Concerns about food coming into Canada from the U.S. has led to Canada's Food Inspection Agency creating the U.S. Risk Task Team to monitor food that comes from south of the border. $40 billion worth, or more than half of Canada's food imports, come from the U.S. And top imports include baked goods, cereals, pasta, fruits and vegetables, and ethanol. The CFIA said the group was created earlier this year in preparation of regulation changes. So for a closer look at what this team will do, I'm joined by Sylvain Charlebois. He's a professor of food distribution and policy at Dalhousie University. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, before we get to the how, I want to let everybody know the why of what the CFIA says is the why. So here's their statement. The working group's role has been to observe, monitor, and share information across the agency. The group identifies and discusses potential risks to help inform decision-making. It does not have decision-making authority. CFIA officials have strong working relationships with U.S. counterparts, which allows for effective information exchange and collaboration. The CFIA maintains its rigorous import control system, ensuring compliance through licensing, inspections, and verification processes, as outlined previously. Agency officials will continue to monitor developments in the U.S. food and safety, animal and plant health programs closely, and will take any necessary action to protect the health of Canadians and ensure the safety of the food supply. So, what are they trying to prevent?
Well, I mean, I think we all know that things have changed dramatically in the last 6 to 10 months in the U.S. And so when it comes to risk management and food safety, you have to adapt. You have to kind of change things a little bit. So it's actually quite normal to see the CFIA establish a task force. What's interesting, of course, is we actually learned about the task force through a leak document, essentially, and the Globe and Mail reported on it. And these task forces do happen from time to time, but I do think it's attracting a lot of attention because it is about the U.S.
Yeah, and the CFIA says this is in preparation of regulation changes. What changes are they referring to?
Well, I mean, if you look at the FDA under Robert Kennedy Jr., a lot of things have changed in terms of ingredients. We've heard about the red dye number 3. There are lots of changes in regards to ingredients. Of course, there are some changes in terms of oversight as well. We do rely heavily on the United States to import a lot of food, especially from now until, say, March, April, during the winter months. And so we want to make sure, or at least the CFIA wants to make sure that all the food that comes in from the U.S. is actually safe. And of course, to add to all that pressure is the government shutdown.
Yes.
It's been going on for almost 40 days, and there's some concerns around oversight and inspections in general. So I think it's actually quite healthy, and it's expected for the CFIA to actually establish a task force like this.
Government shutdown aside, for at least a decade now, Canada and the U.S. have had a very strong relationship when it comes to anything that crosses our borders, including food safety. So how has that relationship been challenged?
Well, there's been a shift. Clearly, in the last 10 months, there's been a significant shift, and of course, the CFIA has to adapt. Now, the CFIA's job is to follow rules and regulations established by Health Canada. And so I think as the oversight agency around food safety, it has to really adapt and change its methods, the way it sees risk and how it manages risk at the border. Keep in mind, we actually just completed a G20 survey looking at how countries manage risks when it comes to food safety, and Canada is actually the top country within the G20 right now. So obviously, I believe that the CFIA doesn't want to compromise its reputation.
Sure. Makes sense. On our side of the border then, Sylvain, what extra measures will this group be doing that aren't already in place? It sounds like we've got a lot of great safety measures in place.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people listening to us right now are wondering, well, how is that going to change my life? Well, I think there's lots of rumors out there right now in regards to the U.S. and how food safety is being managed. I think Canadians actually need to know are risks enhanced by the fact that, well, there's less oversight in the U.S. And so I think the CFIA will want to reassure the public in that regard.
Sylvain Charlebois, professor of food distribution and policy at Dalhousie University. Have a great weekend. Thanks for being on this morning.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.